Are you thinking about getting chickens? Choosing the right breed might sound simple, but it's actually one of the most important decisions you'll make. The breed you pick can affect everything from how many eggs you get, to how your flock handles your local weather, to how noisy or peaceful your backyard becomes. Hi, I'm Taylor from Those Cluckin' Nashes, and we're a family of first-time chicken keepers here in Georgia. We've been at this for about 4 months, but before we ever decided to buy our chicks, we made sure to do a ton of research. We wanted breeds that fit our lifestyle, our climate, and our space, and so far we've been really happy with the choices we made. So let's start with something a lot of new chicken keepers overlook, which is climate. Where you live plays a huge role in how well certain breeds will do. Here in Georgia, our summers are brutally hot and humid, and our winters can get pretty cold and sometimes even snow. In saying so, we look for chickens known to tolerate hot and cold weather. However, if you live in an area that is hot majority of the year, you may want less fluffier breeds with slimmer bodies and tighter feathering. But on the flip side, if you live in a colder area, you want breeds with smaller combs and dense feathers that can hold up in the cold much better. But climate is not the only factor. You also need to think about what you actually want out of your chickens. So for us, we knew we wanted a steady supply of eggs, lower noise levels because we have neighbors, and calm, kid-friendly birds that wouldn't mind being handled. So we focused on breeds with a reputation for being good layers and relatively quiet and gentle. That meant spending time digging into breed profiles, comparing their temperaments, and thinking beyond just how cute they looked in the bin at the feed store. Another big thing to consider is space. Do you have a farm or a big backyard, or just a small suburban setup? Are your birds going to free range, or will they mostly stay in the run? We learned that a good rule of thumb is about 4 square feet of coop space per chicken and at least 10 square feet in the run. If you're tight on space, bantam breeds could be a better option. Some breeds like to roam and forage, while others prefer to stick close to home. And if you got close neighbors like we do, it's worth thinking about the noise. Hens are generally quieter than roosters, but even among hens, some breeds are more vocal than others. Whoa! According to studies, hens typically make between 10 to 15 different sounds, but only a few are considered noisy. Roosters, on the other hand, can crow as many as 30 times per day. Now, every chicken is different. You might get a super chatty hen from a quiet breed, or a calm sweetheart from a breed that's known to be more high energy. Chickens have personalities just like dogs and people, but breed tendencies are still a great starting point when you're trying to set yourself up for success. So how did we actually get our chicks? So we decided to order from Hatchery, and there's a few key reasons we chose this route. First off, ordering from a hatchery like Cackle gives you a lot more certainty than getting chicks from a local feed store. Hatcheries specialize in breeding and raising chicks, so the accuracy of the breed is much higher and you're less likely to get a surprise rooster. With feed stores, there's a higher chance of mixed up breeds, mistakes with sexing, or even roosters in what was supposed to be an all hen order. Feed store chicks have a 10 to 20% higher chance of being inaccurately sexed or mixed breeds, whereas hatcheries usually have a 95% plus accuracy rate. Plus, hatcheries like Cackle usually have more breed options, and they're experts at shipping chicks in a safe, healthy manner and at the right age. For us, it was more peace of mind knowing we could rely on them for healthy chicks that were more likely to thrive in our care. Now, probably the moment you've all been waiting for, what did we choose for our flock and why? We ended up with Buff Orpingtons, Black Australorps, and Barred Rocks, and no, the rooster you're hearing is not ours, it's our neighbors. Each one was picked for a reason, and together they've been a great match for our space, our family, and our climate. The Buff Orpingtons have been total sweethearts. They're calm, gentle, and love being around people, especially our kids. While they are on the heavier side, we've made sure that they have plenty of shade and airflow, and they've handled the heat surprisingly well. When they get older, they'll be consistent layers of brown eggs and are known for going broody if you ever want to hatch chicks down the road. The Black Australorps are quieter, more reserved birds, but don't let that fool you. They're excellent layers, some of the best. In fact, they hold the record for the most eggs laid in 1 year by a hen, an impressive 364 eggs for a 365-day year. And their glossy black feathers have this amazing green shimmer in the sunlight. They're incredibly heat tolerant and have been rock solid in our Georgia heat so far. Our Barred Rocks are the most curious of the bunch. They're bold, alert, and always the first ones to check out something new. They've adapted really well to our setup, love free ranging, and are also known to be steady layers. They've got great personalities without being too loud or aggressive. So far, none of our girls have been very noisy, which we're thankful for, but again, every bird's different. If I could give one piece of advice to someone starting out, it's this: do not rush the decision when choosing the breeds for your flock. Take the time to learn about the breeds you're considering. Think about your climate, your goals, your space, and who's going to be around your chickens day to day. You're setting the tone for your whole chicken keeping experience with this one choice. If you're still not sure where to start, you can leave your state in the comments below, and I'll gladly share some breed suggestions that might do well in your area. I'll do my best to answer as many as I can. But if you're already keeping chickens, let us know what breeds have worked for you and what you've learned along the way. Please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and follow for more real-life chicken tips and a peek into our backyard feathered ladies' lives. Thanks for hanging out with us today, and we'll see y'all in the next video.